Mr. Toastmaster, let me spread my glitter around. I have my fairy wand. Obviously, it's magic. I can tell you, if I mention those words to you, magic, what comes to mind? You could have Harry Potter, or the magic, the wizard there. You could have Bewitched with her nose. You could have Charmed with 3 sisters with all the magic at their fingertips. Magic brings to mind the razzle-dazzle, fairies, unicorns, dragons, all of the fairy stories you've ever heard. But there's more to magic than just the razzle-dazzle. There's more than just the fairies. And we heard about some of that tonight in our round robin. Just think, there's magic in life. There's magic in nature. There's magic in little children. There's magic in science. All around us, magic is happening. If we just want to step back and let it happen. Let's go back in time. Imagine you were in Roman times, ancient Roman times, in your toga, and you've got all the Roman culture out there. If I was to step out of my time machine and said to those Roman people, do you know what? I can use this little gadget here and call right over the world. What do you think they do to me? Well, I think they thought it would be magic, and maybe not such good magic, and I could find myself in the Colosseum fighting some lions with a mobile phone. I don't think it'll work. But in those days, to talk about something like that would be magic. Nowadays, it's a common thing. Let's come forward a bit more in time and stop perhaps at, let's have a look, England. Around about, I don't know, say 15th, 16th century. There was a lot of wise women in England at that time. And they were the ones that you went to for childbirth. They were the ones that you went to if you were sick or unwell, because they knew the herbs that grew. They knew what they could put together. Magic? Alas, it was thought to be magic in those times. And many of those wise women ended up burnt at the stake as witches. Today, a lot of the herbal remedies they used are everyday things that have gone into some of the drugs that we use every day. Today, not magic. Back in those times, magic that ended them on a burning pyre of woods and being burnt as witches. Let's come forward a bit more in time. I can tell you that when Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, I think he thought that was a bit magical at the time. And when we had electricity coming in, that was thought to be magic at that time. Now it's every day. Today, is there any magic left in our world? Oh yes, there is. Sit down, as I did one morning, at the breakfast table, talking to a 6-year-old child, and just happened to drop something on the floor. The 6-year-old child said, "Why did that book fall from the table to the floor?" And me, in my very serious scientific manner, said, "It's gravity, dear, it's gravity." The 6-year-old child said to me, "No, it's not. It's not gravity, Auntie Trish." Well, if it's not gravity, darling, what was it? It was the fairies. Oh, right, okay, the fairies. Yes, you know, the fairies. Every object has a troop of fairies that hovers around it, and when you drop something, they very gently take it down and place it on the ground. I said, "For fairies?" And she said, "Well, can you tell me it's not?" And I had to think, and I thought, well, she's got a point there. I can't prove it's not fairies, and I can't prove it's just gravity. Aha! What about up in space? Things float around in space. There's no fairies up there. "Auntie Trish," she said, "you know better than that. It's the space fairies up there and the earth fairies down here." Magic through the eyes of a 6-year-old child. So magic. Razzle dazzle and glitter. Harry Potter. All those magics. The magician on the stage. I actually was going to have a hat here and pull a rabbit out of the hat. Alas, the rabbit ran away with the hat. So magic, ladies and gentlemen, it can be all that glitter. It can be the fairy stories. It can be your imagination. But it also can be from the eyes of a 6-year-old, from period in time when things that you expect to have now were not thought of then. So just think, maybe there's things that we think of magic now that in 100 years' time will just be science. Or will it be magic? Mr. Toastmaster.